Thank you so much for being here. It's so exciting to see you here in the supervisor's office. It's a dream come true. So tell me, what actually interested you in running for the Board of Supervisors in the first place?
Well, when I first ran in '94 for the Assembly, I hoped that I might be elected to the Senate and be able to serve my full 14 years. And even so, I knew that if I did, I'd be termed out in 2008. And, you know, with half my life still in front of me and no idea how to use what I had learned. And when the supervisors put in term limits for themselves about the turn of the century, it seemed to me that that would be a logical and wonderful next step, because the county is not like cities. The county is more like a state. Los Angeles County has 10 million people, and it does all the things that states do except have a militia. So I thought everything I learned in Sacramento, from water to land use to resources to foster kids to health to mental health to transportation, everything would prepare me really for this job. I knew Zev would be termed out in 2014 because they had put in term limits. So I really started thinking about this as the next hopeful and logical step to use everything I had learned.
What are the key, most important issues that you'd like to address in your first year in office here as a supervisor?
Well, interestingly enough, though I've only been here less than 2 months, we've already started taking on my top priorities. All through the campaign, I talked about children in the county, not just foster children, but all of our children. The Blue Ribbon Commission on Children made several recommendations primarily about the foster care system, and we enacted 3 of them last week. One of them was a blanket mission statement that children and their safety, their well-being are an issue for the county that's of a high priority to every department. So I carried a motion to get that mission statement drafted and in place. We passed 2 other motions to begin a program to have a public health nurse accompany every social worker to every visit where you get a call for a child under the age of 2. It's just the beginning, but the Blue Ribbon Commission thought that was very important. So one of my priorities was our children, and I feel like we're already starting to move forward. And I love the idea of having 12 years to keep at this, because it's such a vulnerable population.
There's been a lot of talk recently, a lot more attention to the issue of low-wage poverty and income inequality. How do you see low-wage poverty impacting life for the people who live in LA County?
Affordable housing in LA County is not really affordable because it's based on a median rent. And the rents are so high that, okay, your median rent, you may still not be able to make it. So I'd like to see the county take more responsibility for joining with the city of LA and other cities, with the federal government and the state, to build more and more and more and more and more affordable housing, and not only rely on developers to put aside, a few units, but use that as well. Use cap and trade money for affordable housing, which we can now do, so long as it's somewhere near a train. Okay, build more trains. Then we'll have more areas along the train. I think there are lots of areas to bring together.
You're one of the only people that I know who really understands what the County of Los Angeles does. So given what you know about its role and its capacity, are there other ways that you think the County of Los Angeles could address the issue of low-wage poverty?
Well, I think the fact of low wages, of wages lower than a living wage, impacts the people of LA County very seriously. It's not just a wealth gap, it's a wage gap. And you can't make enough to save, you can't make enough to really take care of your family. It impacts the county because so many low-wage workers, for instance, their employers pay them so little, they're on Medi-Cal. They qualify for Medi-Cal. Do you know who provides the medical services for Medi-Cal recipients? The county. I mean, we've got 4 hospitals, we've got trauma centers, outpatient centers, like 150 clinics that we do with 501c3s. It's an impact on county government, and it's a hardship on the people. I know that Eric, the mayor of Los Angeles, and the city council are looking very seriously at raising the minimum wage. I want to be the person leading the way in the county to raise the minimum wage. We have about 10% of the people in the county live in unincorporated areas. We govern those areas just like cities govern their city areas. So that's one area where one can look at the minimum wage. I want there to be a higher minimum wage in the county. I think we can partner with the city. If we were to join with the city in a higher minimum wage, that is half of LA County right there. And bring along Santa Monica, bring along WeHo, bring along my cities. We could make it more than half of LA County has raised their minimum wage. I think the president really challenged us to look at this issue. Lane has really challenged us for quite a long time to do better, do better, do better. And I want to be a partner in that and intend to be.